Hola, Zack. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Por qué está captando algo el micrófono? What the fuck? What the hell? Un segundo. La prueba de Insta... Hola, doy. Un segundo, porque algo está captando el micrófono, no sé qué. ¿Qué mierda está captando? Onda, no para de... ¿Dónde concha está? ASMR Edition. No. Let me just... What the fuck? Give me a second. Dame un segundo. Perdón, esto... Ok. Hola, Lost. ¿Ahora? Ok. Está bien. No sé qué onda era eso, pero bueno, está bien. Ahora lo agarra normal. Bueno. Estoy demasiado pegado con Imagine Dragon. Ajá. Viene Lost y dice algo que no tiene nada que... Uy, ¿qué le pasó? Hola, Lost. How you doing, guys? ¿Qué están haciendo antes de entrar al stream? Como pueden ver, esto es The Stanley Parable. No voy a mentir, he visto gameplay de esto hace muchos años. Pero no me acuerdo mucho. Así que va a ser la primera vez que lo voy a jugar también, de paso. Así que vamos a probar a ver qué onda. Escuchar Imagine Dragon mientras me cagan a palos en Battlegrounds. F. Yo lo he jugado al Age. Ok. How you doing, Zach? What were you doing before joining the stream? Do you have a good holiday? Good Christmas? Te dejo la view que estoy mirando una peli. Dale, dale, gracias por la view. Do you eat a lot of food? ¿Comieron mucha comida? A ver, ¿dónde dejé mi botella? Desapareció. Okay, well, nice, thank you. I got all I wanted. A nice dinner. Nice. I hope you enjoy that dinner, man. I really hope so. Everybody deserves a really good dinner on Christmas Day. Bueno, sin más dilación, este es Yesterday I went out with a buddy and spent $50 on spicy pork ramen balls. It was fucking amazing. Nice. How spicy it was. Like, really spicy. Super freaking spicy. Or what? Oh, por cierto, esto se está viendo... Ah, claro, porque yo soy estúpido. Acá. No se podía ver el chapo que estaba por... Ay, Dios mío. Me cago en Dios. Soy imbécil. Oh, dale. Help. I'm feeling the spice right now. Help. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. A ver. Bueno. Este es uno de los juegos que yo estaba interesado. Que dije en el Discord que quería jugar. Sé que es muy corto. Porque literal dura re poquito. Lo que sí es, probablemente nos pasemos todo el stream en este jueguito. O hasta que me canse. Así que, eso sí, le voy a pedir que nadie me diga qué tengo que hacer, ni nadie me diga qué carajos hay que hacer para hacer tal cosa. Porque lo quiero ver por mi cuenta. En caso de que yo pida ayuda, ahí sí. Si no, en todo caso, abstengámonos. Esto es Stanley Parable. Y no sé qué esperar de esto, la verdad. O sea, en parte sé, en parte no. Todavía tiene cosas para sorprenderme seguramente, así que... Let's go, comenzar partida nomás. end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is loading. Ok. Stanley Parable no responde. Ok. Ok. The end is loading. Do you know anything about this game, Emma? I watched a couple of years ago some gameplay, but I haven't fully watched it. I know what to expect, but at the same time, I do not. So... yeah. And now the game is responding. And it's loading. And it's not responding again. No está respondiendo de nuevo. Se va a tardar un cachito, me parece, en cargar, ¿eh? Vamos a ver qué onda. ¡Ay, ay! ¡Y está!
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Uh-huh.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders
yo quiero ese trabajo.
through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Bueno, supongo que Stanley es una persona que se
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
conforma con poco.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Oh, no.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ok. Me vas a... oh, ok, bueno. Hello. Teléfono no funciona, ¿puedo hacer algo? ¿Me puedo agachar? Sí, me puedo agachar, ok. No puedo saltar. Pero hace sonido de como de tecleo cuando toco la E, ok. Ok, no hay nada más por acá, no puedo hacer nada, ¿en serio? Chequear esto. Tocar. Hola, 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 hola. Ah, con el botón izquierdo también. Esto no dice nada. Ok, bueno. Vamos a salir. No se puede ir ahí. Acá tampoco. Es una oficina nomás.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Bueno. Vamos a tocar el...
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50
bueno.
clicks.
Que sean 50 clics, entonces vámonos, vámonos. Voy a seguir acá hasta que llegue a los 50. Ya me perdí la cuenta de cuántos iba, creo que como unos 20.
I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
La 417, bueno, dale. Pero primero principal, ¿dónde está? Está por acá. 417. Esta no es. ¿Esta qué carajo es? Ok. Hola. Ya lo rompí. Buenas tardes, aquí 5, dale. Ok. ¿Dónde está 417. 417. Acá está. Bueno, vamos a tocar esta.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Ok, bueno, vamos. Creo que era por acá. Con permiso, discúlpeme, señores. 437. Ah, ahí está.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Ok, 415, vamos a darle 10 clics. Ok. 415, 415, 415. ¿Dónde está la 415? Acá estás. 1, 2.
Now, back to door number 437.
Ok, bueno. Vamos nomás. Estoy haciendo lo que el narrador seguramente quiere que haga, pero bueno, vamos a ver qué onda. ¿A dónde nos lleva esto? ¿Dónde está la 437? Yo soy idiota.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Bueno, dale, vamos nomás.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Are you winning, son? Yes, Dad, I'm winning.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Ok.
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
¿Dónde estaba? Ok.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine do that.
Ok,
one
ahí voy, ahí
again.
voy, ahí voy, ahí voy, ahí voy. No me grites. No me grites. ¿Qué carajo está pasando? ¿Qué carajo está pasando acá?
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes, we did it. Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Bueno, gracias, supongo. Gracias por el logro. Ok. ¿Puedo continuar ya caminando? Wow, vemos jump. Shut up, Zack. No puedo abrir ni siquiera mi... No, ya no. Hola, X, qué buen juego la Rocco. La verdad que sí. Ok. Eso no hace nada, ok. Está bien, está bien. ¿Puedo abrir esta puerta de acá? Nope. Pero hay una salida por ahí. Y también allá. Bueno, vamos a continuar mientras, no sé. Ya me perdí lo que tenía que hacer. Esto también ahí no puedo ir. Ahí está otra oficina, pero le falta techo. No. Ok. Bruh. No pueden hacer acá. Ok, está bien.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, ya hice lo del logro, no me interesa seguirte ahora.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, quiero tocar cada puerta. Qué distinto. Con permiso, señor narrador. Ahí está. Ay, ¿qué? No puedo tocar esa. Es la wea, la computadora esa, porque sé que hacían algo. No sé. Hay algunas prendidas que vos la tocabas y se apagaban y bueno. Las que toqué recién al principio. ¡Hola! No hay nadie. No se abre. Tampoco se abre. 450. Hello.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Vamos a drink it all, man. No puedo hacer nada con esto, no. Ok.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Feliz
Really
Navidad.
worth it.
What the fuck? Gracias por los
At this
5
point, Stanley's
dólares.
obsession with this room bordered on
What?
creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Cállate
It's
vos.
possible that this is why everyone left.
No sé quién fue lo de la nación, pero... What the fuck?
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, took the first open door on his left, to get back to
Cerra el
business.
culo el narrador. No ve que estoy... Happy birthday, Emma. Thank you, but it's not my birthday. It's the second February. February the second. What? Ok. No entendí qué me dijo que tenía que hacer, pero... voy a cambiar el nombre con ese nombre. Ajá. Gracias, Cami. Los $5 para ese. No tengo idea para dónde ir. ¿Por acá? Me siento mal por objetar ahí. Comprate un pan dulce.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Está bien, está bien. Muchas gracias. Por cierto, ¿por qué se está trabando tanto este juego? Avanzado. No debería trabarse, pero... Meh. Vamos, continuemos. ¿En dónde carajo estoy yo? No saltes del cargo cuando está en movimiento. Causa la muerte. Multa por mal uso del cargo, $1000. Multa por saltar de cargo, $5000. Ah, bueno. Ok.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
¿Peco? Ah. Ok.
It, Stanley? Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
What?
She's been waiting.
¿Qué? ¿Who? ¿Who? Ok. Bueno. What the fuck?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
Bueno, créelo.
Double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
A la mierda la cuarta pared.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
La verdad que no.
That kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Ay, no, ¿qué?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Steven has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life
Steven,
for
¿cómo te va?
citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense,
fish.
in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Cómo que práctica?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals
¿Por qué ahora está en inglés el subtítulo?
8 choices per day.
Why is it in English
Do
now?
you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
Wow.
And the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Wow. Wow, What the
Welcome
fuck?
back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
¿Puedo atender el teléfono ahora? No, no puedo. Bueno, está bien, vamos. Ok. Eso fue. ¿Algo? What? Con tal de que no me... Hijo de la gran...
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Pero si no lo hice.
The main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
What? Dale, ¿qué? Un segundo. ¿Qué? Algo que dice. ¿Qué? A ver, para. Porque se... a ver. ¿Qué pasó ahí? Un segundo, perdón esto. Porque eso no tiene que aparecer. ¿Qué carajos? ¿Qué carajos? A ver. A ver. Ahora no debería hacer eso. Well, that works. I don't know. What? Voy con una tarjeta ahora te... Hijo de put. Hijo de su madre. No me deja hacer nada ahora. Toca la puerta. Abre la puerta. Esta puerta acá. Ajá. Mejor corrompió el Nightbot. Oh no. Narrador, ¿qué le hiciste a mi Nightbot? What did you do to Nightbot, narrator? ¿Ah? Ajá. Nada. Ok, bueno, vamos. Hello.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Ajá, bueno, está bien. Pero no puedo abrir ninguna de estas puertas, ¿verdad? ¿No me vas a dejar abrir ninguna? ¿Esta es la puerta de la izquierda? No. Bueno, vamos a continuar. He's evil, Emma. I know he's evil. He's being evil.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
he entered the door on his right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Ok. Ay, no. Ya se le echó todo. ¿Qué carajo? A ver. ¿Y si voy de nuevo? ¿Qué pasa? Bueno, no pasa nada. Pero no puedo abrir tampoco esto. ¿No puedo abrir esa puerta tampoco? A ver. Bruh. ¿Puedo entrar por esta puerta? No. Ok, vamos por esta entonces. Hello, disculpe. Caballeros. ¿Qué tal le va? ¿Todo bien? What the fuck?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever.
Yes.
Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
What do I do?
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
No.
I have to.
No. Oh no. Oh shit. Narrador hijo de su madre. What? Ah, ok, eran... The fuck?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here.
What?
Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
Sí.
Just had to see?
Sí.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
No,
There's
¿sabe que
a
no?
world outside of you. You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
What?
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
No.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
No.
the door on his left.
I didn't press anything. No presioné nada yo como para hacer un quick load. No voy a seguir lo tuyo.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
What?
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
What?
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my
Si sigo haciendo esto, no va a pasar nada, va a seguir pasando lo mismo, ¿verdad? Me parece.
He entered the door on his left.
Hola de nuevo, Cami. ¿Y si me quedo acá? What? Quiero ir, hola, déjame irme. Si cierro las... no puedo cerrar las puertas. Bueno, está bien, vamos. Está bien. ¿Todo parece normal ahora? ¿Todo parece normal de momento?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What? ¿Cómo resolver una disputa con tus compañeros? Es pasivo-agresivo con ellos, ¿qué? Ok. Ajá. Synergy Core Value Expenditure Shift Global Market para Monetize Free to Play. ¿Qué? Todo el mundo es único. ¿Qué son esas de you? Gracias. Number slide on this slide. Chart the slides. Ok. Ok. Broom closet. Ajá. No me dejas ingresar. Está bien, gracias, Gracias por no dejarme ingresar. What?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Estoy viendo una puerta ahí. Hay una puerta ahí. ¿Por qué no puedo ir? Ajá, gracias, juego, You're not to let me go back. I can't go back. I can't. Ya no puedo volver. Shit. Ok, hola, ¿cómo les va? ¿Aló? No, acá no se puede hacer nada. Ok. Nada. Absolutamente nada. No puedo tocar esto, no puedo hacer nada. Algo se... ¿O fue la puerta que estaba atrás mío que se abrió? Ah, mira, es el icono del juego.
Inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Si estoy hablando.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
No. Me voy a negar, no pienso hacerlo. No pienso hacerlo.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
No, I'm not gonna do it. No lo voy a hacer, narrador. Me voy a quedar acá.
Is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Bueno, vos me estás obligando a hacer esto, así que no. De hecho, voy a tocar todo menos de eso.
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it.
Gracias.
But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Bueno, pero yo no soy Stanley.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
What?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
¿Qué?
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
What?
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
Es una buena pregunta, Gonzalo.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
No puedo...
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Suena re deprimido el pobre.
As you need.
Ajá. Ya no somos Stanley. Ok. What?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that.
What?
No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
No,
I will be happy.
Pero...
Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to
No hay un reloj acá tampoco. Sí, hay un reloj
he
ahí.
knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
What? What? Ya no entiendo qué está Ok, no estoy intentando... ¿Qué? What? 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 Rurun. Arigato. Muchas gracias por esa suscripción con Prime. I'm it. No, do it. Pero no sé. I don't know how. I did it. Estoy confundido. Ese fue uno de los finales. Ok. No sé qué toqué para triggerar ese final. Hacerle caso por una vez al narrador, pobrecito. ¡No! Sorry, and leave for word later. Ok, Lurun, thank you so much. Muchas gracias, arigato. Y que tengas un buen día, che. Like a lot of endings. I figured that out. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ok, vamos. Ok. Teléfono.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere.
What?
Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
What? Que no tendré que escuchar las grabaciones en un ¿Qué? Ok, está bien, bueno. Seguiré el consejo de la muchacha, supongo. I don't know. Ok. Se te tira del elevador, supongo que voy a hacer eso. Ok. Input. No hace nada más ahora. Ok. No hace nada más. Ok, está bien, está bien. El narrador no me está diciendo nada ahora encima. No me está diciendo absolutamente nada, excepto... bueno, lo de las...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yo toco todas las puertas en caso de que quizás me haya...
Wow. Yes.
Sí, hermosa la habitación, nos vimos, chao.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Ya sé lo que me espera por allá.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Vaya, disculpame,
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Sí, ¿no te
I'm
parece?
not an enemy, really, I'm not.
Esto es un
I
déjà vu
realize
ya.
that investing in your trust in someone
Esto se
else
hace un
can
déjà
be
vu.
difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Ajá,
There's
sí,
someone
bueno.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone
Ciao.
you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Por
Are
vos
you
no.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Sí.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No sé. Vos querés controlar mi vida con esto. No sé. No estoy dudando ya de vos. Estoy dudando mucho de lo que me decís, la verdad. No puedo hacer nada. No puedo hacer nada.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ah, hijo de pu... Ah, no.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
¿Dónde está la...? No. Hasta luego.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of
Azul.
this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Ajá. ¿Qué es este lugar?
See? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do
Sí.
you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because
Por
I
supuesto
did.
que vale la
And
pena.
in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and
Pero yo no soy
unknowable
Stanley.
desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Ah, si me da la habilidad de saltar, que es así.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Dale, ¿por qué no?
There we go. A third option.
Oh.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Bueno, dale, vamos, ¿por qué no?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Más elecciones siempre es bueno. Estoy en 4.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, so now you listen to him. What? The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Oh no. A ver los leaderboards. Good old Neil. Nicho Nacho. Volá. Mr. Jesus. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Sabías que el 21% de los... Wow. Wow, gracias, objetivamente está rankeado en 9.328 de los 9.328 jugadores en el mundo. ¿Por qué no pregunta por unos amigos por pregunta? Hijo de... Ajá. A ver, ¿qué es esto que dice? ¿Sabías que el 21% de los players se skipeó la secuencia de la intro? Solamente el 3% de los peores jugadores eligió la otra. ¿Qué? Ajá, este es tu superior. Una rata muerta. Wow. Gracias, Ahora voy por la derecha de nuevo.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Sí me importa.
Let me boot it up.
Hijo de tu madre. Ok.
In this game,
What?
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
¿Qué?
Be sure to keep notes on
Por
your
4 horas. Che, pero el bebé es pelotudo. ¡Pendejo! ¡Deja de ser tan tarado! Ah, no sabes qué está. Quédate el fuego nomás.
You heartless bastard.
Buah.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
¿Tenés DVD?
What do we have here?
¿Qué tenés?
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Ok, bueno, vamos a ver qué juego nos tiene ahora. You do get a special uniform. Oh, God.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
¿Puedo saltar al menos? No, no puedo saltar. Te pedís a input, ¿eh?
I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
¿Y dónde lo vas a construir?
This will go here. No, here. And then...
Wow, mierda que sos lento, narrador.
See, what does it need? Yes, of
Sos
course.
muy lento.
Just to finish it all off. Yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley.
Me siento insultado.
Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy.
¿Perdón?
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
No, ya no quiero, andate a cagarlo. No, quiero irme de acá, quiero irme. No puedo irme a ningún lado. No puedo salir, no puedo saltar, no me deja saltar. No puedes saltar. Ay, la concha de la lora. Hijo de puta. You can't jump. Thank you, game. Thank you. Gracias, juego, gracias. Joder, puta, bien, vamos a estar adentro, dale. Ah.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect?
Es horrible.
Be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Diamante, quiere.
Everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Bueno. Encima lo cerraste vos. Puedo irme para otro lado. No puedo saltar. Y si me caigo ahí, chau. Bueno, no hay otra forma. No hay otro lugar. No puedo hacer nada. Está la música de... Ok. Está bien. Está bien. Qué juego maldito. Sí, la verdad que sí. Ok. Vamos nomás.
Oh my. It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No. Bueno, vamos a ir bajando, supongo. Acá hay hongos, hay tierra, hay pura grava nomás.
No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear.
¿Cómo que?
Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Ok. Pero... Ajá. Bueno, Minecraft sin saltar no está disponible ya. Lamentablemente se nos fue. Ok. Loading. ¿Qué carajo está pasando? What? Oh.
Yes, I don't even know what
What?
this game is, but I love it.
Ay, no.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Puedo... No sé. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Y esto? Ok. Vos vení acá. Vos vení conmigo. Al menos. Sí, esto es portal. Para.
It's a puzzle.
It's a puzzle.
Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Bueno, no sirvió como esperaba. Ahí está.
Genius.
Ajá. Ahora me dice que soy un genio, después de bardearme tanto.
No, actually, you know
What?
what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You...
What? Ok. Dale, darling, gracias, nos vemos. Gracias por pasarte un ratito al menos. Y esto ya no suena. Esto ya es inútil. Me lo llevo de todos modos. The radio broke. Yep. Filling cabinets. ¿Acá hay algo? Estoy en la completa oscuridad. Beta. Por acá. Bueno, que ya se me mueve. ¿Rote? Che, esto no voy a mentir, esto luce muy tétrico. This game is kind of scaring me. What? 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 ¿Aló? Buenas noches. No clip. Para, esta es mi... ¿Qué? Para, voy a ir por otro lado, porque no tengo ni idea de ver si hay algo más por acá. Había más lugares por los cuales podía ir. Quiero ver esos lugares primero, a ver qué onda. Antes de hacer algo. What?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
No voy a mentir, eso fue muy preocupante. Ok. Ese fue otro final. Bueno. Vamos a seguir nomás.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
What could
it
it
mean?
mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ok. Imposible. Ajá.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No, la verdad que no. Pero no estoy buscando a mis compañeros, estoy buscando una... algo. Algo. Ok. Esos son 2. O sea que... cada vez que llego al final tengo que tocar esto. Cada vez que saco un final tengo que tocar esto. Alright. Vamos a ver si podemos llegar a eso. A los 5. No puedo seguir sin... sigo sin poder ir a ningún lado. Excepto por donde me dice el señor.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Nope.
this was not the correct way to the
¿Sabe
meeting,
que no,
and
narrador?
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
No voy a hacerte
Perhaps he
todavía,
wanted
¿eh?
to stop by the employee lounge
Quizás en
first,
el cuarto
just
ahí
to
te sigo un
admire
poco el jueguito. Quizás un poquito.
it. The lounge was
Con permiso,
sublime,
discúlpeme,
a
señor.
work of art.
¿Qué pasa
But
si me
eager
tiro
to get
directamente
back to
hacia mi
business,
muerte?
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Voy a tirarme hacia mi muerte. Voy a tirarme hacia mi muerte.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Bueno, mi pie izquierdo está por acá, más o menos.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. Gracias. Bueno, ¿qué pensé que iba a pasar? Ok. Continuemos
Someone was
nomás.
following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
¿Para qué? Eso es un diálogo diferente, ¿qué? Momento, ¿qué? Ok. Eso fue un diálogo distinto. Muy distinto. I hope you're ready for the game to really become a horror experience. It's already a horror experience. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But okay. Sure, whatever. That was creepy, actually. Well, he told me. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Vamos por la de la izquierda a ver qué podemos hacer ahora. Ya que él nos dijo que vayamos por la izquierda. Hello.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No creo que yo encontrar una respuesta a lo que yo busco, pero bueno, está.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Ajá, seguro que no hay nada acá. Seguro que no hay nada acá. Quiero chequear absolutamente todo.
Here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Ah, ¿cómo que no? Listo. Me voy a quedar acá ahora. ¿Algún problema?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
¿Cómo que no estoy haciendo nada? Mirá, estoy abriendo y cerrando la puerta. ¿Algún problema con eso?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
¿Por qué no?
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
¿Por qué no? Esa es la pregunta. Me estás dejando ser un estúpido, entonces voy a ser un estúpido. Si me da la oportunidad de ser un estúpido, entonces yo voy a hacerlo.
Or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Ajá.
It didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
¿Y por qué lo pones distinto entonces? Yo voy a seguir haciendo esto, ¿eh?
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Ay, no. Ajá.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid.
What?
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Well,
That or
fuck
with
you.
drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Bueno, es Stanley por lo menos, así que yo voy a seguir con esto, así.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Ah,
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
¿perdón?
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Ajá.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species.
Wow.
Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Ajá,
When
sí,
you've
bueno.
done that, just step out into the hallway.
No, ¿sabes que no? Me voy a quedar acá. La otra persona llegó y dijo que no, la verdad que no. Solamente por eso ahora se va a quedar acá Stanley. Stanley se va a quedar acá y vos te vas a joder, narrador. Vos te vas a joder. Te vas a joder. Yo voy a estar acá haciendo nada hasta que me declares como una persona viva, como mínimo. Mínimo. Te puedo entender todos los insultos y todo lo demás, ¿viste? Pero como mínimo tenés que dejarme en paz. Supongo que no va a ser nada más, ¿no? No vas a hacer nada más. No vas a decirme alguna otra cosa. No vas a decir que tengo gustos raros. Yo voy a seguir tocando acá. ¿Puedo llevarme esta llave? But I'm dead, game. Yes, we are. Well, there's nothing else to do here. Vámonos.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
¿Cómo que no?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Bueno, vamos a retomar la historia. Mentira. Había... Se estaba... What? Ah, buena... Ok. Está bien. Vamos nomás.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
¿Sabe que no? ¿Sabe que no, narrador? ¿Sabe que no? No, un close again. I think he told me that I got this. But I don't know.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Todos están locos menos
None
yo.
of it made any logical sense. And
No,
as Stanley
nada de sentido
pondered this,
tenía.
he began to make other strange observations.
¿Como
For
cuáles?
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Ajá.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Sí, eso es una buena
And
pregunta.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Sí,
Basically,
está a punto de decir, estoy
Stanley
en un loop
said to
esto.
himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
Uh-huh.
He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This
No.
is all a dream.
Yo no he gritado eso.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. he wasn't crazy after all.
Técnicamente no había ningún trabajo, ¿por qué no me están dando órdenes?
Wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
¿Quién tiró
I
esto?
may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Okay.
So, he imagined himself flying
What?
and began to gently float above the ground.
What? Ok, ahora estoy flotando,
He
gracias.
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared.
What?
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
No, what the fuck, ¿qué está pasando ahí?
Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
Eso sí que fue raro.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
¿Cómo podía
Was Stanley
hacerlo?
simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
¿Ah?
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely.
Sí, esto se le llama esquizofrenia.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Ajá.
So he closed his eyes gently and
Yeah.
invited himself to
No,
wake
no,
up.
no, no.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Ahora tiene poder sobre nosotros directamente este
I
chabón.
wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
No sé cómo tomarme todo esto lo que está haciendo.
I am okay.
I'm not okay. Ajá. ¿Quién tiró todo esto?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Whoever.
¿Qué carajo está pasando?
And everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Me estoy sintiendo insultado, muy insultado. Me estoy sintiendo muy insultado por este narrador del culo. Ok. Ahí va un ending. Báncame un cachito. Ahora vengo, voy a buscar un poco de agua. Necesito agua. Porque si no me voy a cagar de sed. Báncame un cachito nomás. Congrats, Emma. No. I'm gonna be right back, okay? I'm gonna get some water. Ok, ya estoy de vuelta. Sí, Stanley Parable. Sí. Sí, señor. Sí, 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 sí. Sí, sí, sí. Sí, sí, sí. Por supuesto. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes, 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 yes. 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 I'm insane right now. I don't know what to think about this game. No sé qué pensar sobre este juego, la verdad. Sí. 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 Vamos a continuar.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
Bueno, déjame...
Did it advance the story in any way?
Bueno, pero déjame en paz, quiero tocar las cosas. Y esto no tiene nada, pero bueno, está bien. Ok. Ahora son ruidos distintos. Che, ¿no había una computadora que me podía hacer poner el input? Ahora ya no puedo. Ok. Continuemos nomás. Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Quiero chequear una
This
cosita
was
primero.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
Sí,
by the
sí,
employee
sí, sí,
lounge
sí.
first, just to admire it.
Sí, 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 por supuesto. Quiero chequear unas cuantas cosas nomás primero.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only
Okay.
half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Una especie de cosquilleo, está bien. No puedo cerrar la puerta. No puedo volver.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Sí, realmente lo vale. Mira qué linda pintura. Mira qué lindo paisaje. Mira qué linda hoja.
At this point,
¿Crees?
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible
Completa.
that this is why everyone left.
Bah. Ahora solo por eso me voy a quedar acá. ¿Qué eres, por cierto? Eso se mueve.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Ajá. ¿Un mensaje como qué? ¿Esto es una nota? ¿Qué dice ahí? Ay, apenas se puede leer. No puedo leer. Soy miope. ¿Qué dice ahí? Ok. Está muy chiquito como para que lo pueda leer. Muy, muy, muy chiquito. ¿Estos papeles no lo puedo leer? No. No, ni siquiera. Bueno, está bien. No vamos de acá. Tampoco hay nada.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
¿Qué pasa si atiendo el teléfono? Quiero atender el teléfono.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ajá. Sí, bueno.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
How your water, Emma?
I'm
Is
not
it tasty?
sure, Amy, really, I'm
It tastes
not.
like water.
I realize that
Like
investing
nothing.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
All this
Someone
time.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Tirate, tirate. Ya me tiré. De hecho, ya he hecho esta parte. Quiero atender el teléfono a ver qué es lo que hace.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your
¿Al
work
piso?
aside, to let her back into your
Ya lo he
life.
hecho.
She's been waiting.
De hecho, ya lo hice. Me caí a mi muerte, básicamente. Do it. Jump. I already jump. No, I won't. I don't want to fall to my death again. A ver. Vamos a atender esta vez el teléfono, no lo vamos a desconectar.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Hola. Ok. En el apartamento.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Tough.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Wow.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
No me
Come
puedo mover
inside.
encima.
Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Ok. Hijo de puta madre.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Buenos días, empleo 427. Presione Q en su teclado. ¿No? Quit to make me no fuck this man. There's not... No puedo hacer nada. Does something happen if I quit the To the main menu. Está bien, voy a presionar la Q, supongo.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Well, fuck you! And Stanley too. Por favor, presione 4. Bueno.
Look at him there, pushing
What?
buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Bah. Presione la G. Bueno.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Por favor, presione 7 para mirar la televisión, ¿ok?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Un beso de con muñeca, ¿qué? No. Por favor, presione 4 para pasar tiempo con los muchachos. Distanciamiento social, narrador, no podemos hacer esto. COVID y todo eso, ¿viste?
So, he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Presione L para preparar la cena.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
¿Eh? Por favor, presione 2 para contarle a los niños una historia.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Por favor, presionó para decirle a su esposa que la ama.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Ajá. Por favor, presione 8 para ir a dormir. Bueno.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Vos no sos mi jefe. Por favor, presione 2 para traer el trabajo por la mañana.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Por favor, presione 8 para cuestionar nada. ¿Puedo elegir no presionar nada? Supongo que no.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe.
And I tried again.
Por favor, muera, ¿qué?
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? Okay. Ok, creo que vamos a hacer ahora lo que quiere que
All of his
hagamos este
coworkers
tipo.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sí. 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 Bueno, supongo que vamos a seguir lo que él nos dice ahora, porque nunca le hicimos caso y se puso muy mal el pobre, así que bueno, vamos, no sé, a
When
hacer algo.
Stanley came to
A
a
pesar que es
set
un
of
creepy de
two
mierda.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ok.
Los Delights acaba de suscribirse. Sale a hacerle caso al pobre narrador.
Gracias por esos 8 meses, Lost. Pota, muchas gracias, Luz. Gracias por la suscripción, chabón. 8 meses, a la mierda. A la mierda. Dejen de gastar plata. Bueno, ¿qué le pasa?
Yet
Posta,
there was
muchas
not a
gracias.
single person here either.
Nope, no hay nadie por
Feeling
aquí.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Ah,
hoping he
pues,
might
¿quién
find
cae
an
más? ¿Te
answer
imaginas? Pata, no da. Hola, ¿qué? Gracias por la rey. ¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo fue en el stream, señor, con el Stardew Valley? Bienvenidos a todos. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. X. King. ¿Te acuerdas de lo que te dije? ¿No?
Oh no, oh no, 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 not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Bueno, vamos a quedarnos acá. Vamos a quedarnos acá un ratito mientras. ¿Qué onda, King? No me acuerdo lo que me dijiste. Me estoy haciendo el pelotudo. ¿Qué? ¿X? ¿Sac?
Boosted_baja acaba de suscribirse. Tengo 11 meses de Prime y no tengo miedo en gastarlos.
¿Cómo que 11 meses de Prime? ¿Nani the fuck? Gracias por la suscripción con Prime Gaming, King. ¿Será ese un montón? Sí, Emma. Yes, Zack. Realmente era un año. Oh, no. Oh, no. Pero lo gasté en 11 el primer mes. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tienes meses de Prime. Chicos, corran. Por cierto, ¿vas a decirme qué hacer o algo, viste? Vamos, voy a quedar acá. Mientras nos vamos a quedar acá. ¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo te fue en el Stardew Valley durante todas estas horas, King? ¿Te imaginas no gastarlo en el canal de que cuando te puedes usar Twitch Prime para suscribirte a tu stream favorito cada mes gratis? Lost acaba de decir dos cosas. Estuvo bonito. Me alegro. Nosotros acá estamos esperando que el narrador... Yes, the Discord. The chest and YouTube channel. Y si esto lo planeo subir a YouTube, así que... ¿Qué hay en este lugar? ¿Qué hay en este lugar? ¿Se puede hacer algo acá? No. Bueno, dale, hacele caso, culiada. Dale, está bien, le hago caso. Mentira. A ver, vamos a continuar, dale, vamos a continuar.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
¿No puedo por esta puerta? No. ¿Y por esta? Acá estás.
Mr. Mann quiere que utilices las siguientes perks. Take the broom closet perk next round, Emma.
Ok. Sure.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of
5,
course,
5,
Stanley
5.
couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the
increíble.
newly opened passageway.
Increíble, ¿no? La verdad, narrador, increíble fue. No puede hacer tanto calor. Sí puede. Argentina hace... brrr. Ué. Jaja, hit. Ok, ahora estamos bajando por un ascensor medio raro. A ver. No puedo...
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley
I know.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ok. Let's go. Che, menuda
Stanley
historia.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ese es un pasillo muy largo. Bastante largo. How you feel that the game just gave you a gun and said, oh, just shoot them all? I mean, who am I supposed to shoot because there's nobody? Es muy tentador el pasillo sin fin, no te voy a mentir. Pero dijimos que vamos a seguir lo que nos decía, así que de momento vamos a seguir lo que nos decía. A ver. Hello. That's the hidden truth, Emma. You must just... Shut the fuck up.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Ok, bueno, vamos a averiguar a ver qué onda, qué es esto. Mind Control Facility. No querían que fuese... muy discreto todo, ¿eh?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, no. Esto se parece a mi anterior trabajo, lleno de cámaras. Efectivamente lleno de cámaras. Trabajaba gente, sí, un montón de gente trabajaba. Hola, Vito. Ahí está el nuestro, supongo. ¿El 472 era? Creo que sí. No recuerdo. Pero es un montón.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Creo que es más por el hecho de querer sobrevivir, viste, otra cosa, pero qué sé yo, no sé, no soy Stanley.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Esa es una buena pregunta, señor narrador.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, let's do it then. Mind controls idle awaiting input. A ver. Esto parece el mapa del aulas, no voy a mentir. System Power. Oh. Creo que rompí algo, chicos. I think I broke something.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
¿De Norville, Ike?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin,
Hola,
the
Peco.
feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Logro desbloqueado, completar el juego. Pero... Wait. Rip Stanley, pero sí se... Alright. Okay, what is that, Zack? What? Okay.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Otra vez otro diálogo distinto. Bueno, chicos, se terminó el streaming. Empezaste el juego, recién lo terminaste. Estoy hace hora y media, de hecho. Y no sé cómo responder a esa pregunta. Ok. Nope. Quiero saber para dónde llevan esos dos lugares. Si es que puedo saberlo después. Nope.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story.
Cierra el culo. Cierra el culo, además.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wasn't there a code or something on the computers? Yes, it was, but they didn't display anything. The broom closet was on the left, right? El broom closet estaba en la izquierda, ¿no? Ok. Yep. Nope. No. Ajá. Se ve chistosa. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, what? ¿Qué? ¿Perdón? ¿Perdón? Hijo de tu... Bruh, the game sucks. Wow. Okay, bruh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Vamos a seguir nomás, vamos a seguir, vamos a seguir, vamos a seguir, vamos a seguir. Sí, sé que podemos, pero... Executive bathroom. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. What? Baños extremos. Ok. No hay reflejos. Extreme bathrooms. On the actual fuck. Ok. Pensé que esto era un ave que estaba volando y no era una lámpara del orto, boludo. ¿Ah? Este lugar. Oh. ¿Puedo usarlo? Ah, vamos a subir. Qué hijos de puta. Ajá. ¿Tiene copyright esto, chicos? Tun, 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 tun. Tun, 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 taran, tan, tan, tan. DMCA. Esta canción me suena de algún lado. ¡Oh, no, DMCA! ¡No! La, 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 la. DMC2. They might cry through. What? Pero estoy en la... Hijo de tu madre. A ver, para. Para abajo, para abajo, para abajo, para abajo, para abajo. Hijo de tu puta madre. Baja. Ti, 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 ti. Tin, tarun, tun, tun, tun. Me van a llenar de DMCA. Yes, 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 yes. Bueno, esto no va a ningún puto lado. Gracias, juego, Me empezó a dar chido. Vos no serás muy fan de Persona, ¿no? Ah, no me deja moverme. Ok. Elevator sucks. Yep. It indeed sucks. It fucking
Stepping
sucks.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number.
¿No puedo tomarme esto?
2845.
Bueno, está bien. 0, 0, 0. 0, 0. 7, 0, 0, 0.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do.
No, sáquese, no era. Intentemos otro código, chicos. No sé, dígame códigos. A ver, un código. A ver. Poop. 6666.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input any
1, 2, 3, 4.
was useless,
Bueno,
since
1,
he
3, 2,
could
4.
possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2, 8, 5, 0.
2845.
8, 8, 8, 8 dos veces. De nuevo.
8.
What?
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. and
What?
Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
8. 8. Ok, gracias, juego, supongo. What the fuck. Ok. 8. Y esta vez no voy a hacer lo que me diga este individuo. Voy a tomar mis propias decisiones, como lo estuve haciendo todo el día. Con permiso, discúlpenme, señores. Con permiso, voy
Stanley
pasando.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, me voy por el pasillo increíblemente largo por alguna razón.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Ajá. Eso es lo que pensás vos.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
A ver. 8. 8. Y caímos a nuestra muerte. Ahora mi chat va a ser solamente spam de 8. Death. What?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture.
I
He doesn't
know.
the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So
Bleh.
he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Adiós, narrador, que te vaya bien.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator. Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
¿Perdón?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Ok.
And
De
yet it would
Stanley
be just
parable.
a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What? What? What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
¿Qué es esto? Las dos puertas. The set to open door but a very thick concrete piece of Stanley parable design. Once the room was created, the rest of the game emerged in station of an exploration of contradiction till repose. Office layout. The blueprint showed the office of the game. The layout from está muy blanco. Esto es cuando pones el light mode en Discord por accidente. Nature Paint. ¿Ese Stanley's Computer? Ok. Los gabinetes. Las computadoras de la oficina. ¡Oh, solitario! F. Employee Database. Sonidito de tecleo, vamos a hackear. Button Sounds. Ok. Las puertas. La oficina. Alguien dejó esto tirado ahí. Maleducado. Un tremendo maleducado. Créditos. Stanley Parable, credits. Ah, bueno. Ok, acá está crédito a toda la gente. Sí. Oficina. La sala de mantenimiento. Para, ¿sala de mantenimiento qué? La fotocopiadora. F por Cami. Voy a ver antes de subir por ahí porque ya veo que... Ah, que hay más. What? Ok. Esto es básicamente un museo de todo lo que hay del juego en sí. Underground, Mind Control Facility, an early version of the underground portion of the game. Ok. Esto... Narration aquí. Kevin Brating, the voice of the narrator, recorded the dialogue at the 3 separate times over the 2 years of the clips from early text that were not used in the final game. Ay Dios, está re... No quiero, no quiero escuchar la voz del chabón hacia lo lejos, boludo, re esquizofrénico esto. A ver, vamos a continuar por acá. Camino. Freedom Ending. El otro se lo escucha al otro, ahí. What? Countdown Desk. Ok. Es una ventana. Monitor Room Elevator. Countdown Room, an early version. Ajá. El juego todo roto. These are creatures starting HD Remy. More ending, fewer endings. More narrator, fewer narrators. More Stanley, less Stanley. ¿Qué? The point of the Stanley Parable HD Remy is to win. Am I going crazy? Maybe it's larger, worse. Get rid of the taste, maybe the point of Stanley Parable HD Remy is to lose. Paredes sin textura del videojuego. Hola, Duque. Greenlight. En septiembre del 2012 pusimos Stanley Parable en la Greenlight. El process approving games. Ok. ¿Te puedo guiar para uno de los finales que no va a sacar ni en pedo? Creo que no, prefiero sacarlo todo yo. The contrary, es que the people limit the narrator question behind initial plan to use in for the promotion material we never found the perfect use for them. Here are the section of those emails. De Marius. Demon. Oh, ok, vamos a estar acá media hora, si no. Vamos a estar acá media hora. Acá está la oficina. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley office over time. They were created in 2011. The second in March 2012. And the third one in February 2013. Okay. Nice. ¿Sabes qué? Creo que ya tuve suficiente.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Ok. Si el juego lo dice, volver a comenzar la partida. Sí. Voy a guardar. Parar. Ok.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
¿Puedo decirle que sea dónde es? No, aún no, aún no. Ok, ¿dónde está la wea esta con la input? Había uno, tenía como 3 ya. F. Y ya no va a aparecer al parecer. Ok. What? Bueno, Superman, perdón por el spoiler. No, Duque, ¿cómo vas a hacer eso? Santa Cruz se va a traer carbón.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
¿Cuál decidimos? Ahora. ¿Cuál es el que decidimos ahora? Esto es una buena pregunta. Narrador. Entra a la izquierda. X, me chupas 3 pingos. Salta por la ventana, si se pudiese. Estoy hackeando la ventana. Sí, chicos, sí. Por cierto, si pasa algo por si jugás al juego del bebé por 4 horas. Sí, bueno. 4 horas estando en eso. Sí, bueno. Ni en pedo. No, gracias. Por cierto, tengo que agregar ya que una persona. ¿Dónde está esto? En la ruleta. 5. Ahí está. Ahora hay 5 dólares en la ruleta. Cierto, me olvidé de los cofres por los subs. Ajá. Tremendo, tremendo. Creo que igual Lun Lun no entendería absolutamente nada, porque, bueno, japonés y eso. Si quieren me lo doy yo. ¿Y X? Sí. Bueno, ahora deciden ustedes a dónde vamos a ir, ¿eh? Ustedes van a decidir ahora. Yo les dejo elegir a ustedes y ustedes me dicen para dónde voy. Porque ya no se me ocurre nada. Los 11 meses después solamente la mitad. Ay, no. Ay, no. Derecha, ladra. A ver. Derecha. Ok, vamos por la derecha. Se lo
This
cojan.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
A ver. No puedo ir por acá, no puedo ir por allá, no puedo tocar nada.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before.
What the fuck?
Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Está bien el narrador, boludo, porque siento que eso es muy preocupante. Que lo diga.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
La verdad que sí. La verdad que lo vale.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
¿Tomamos el camino a la izquierda o seguimos para adelante? O sea, ya creo que hicimos todo lo que podemos hacer si vamos para la derecha. Creo. Creo. No estoy seguro. ¿Es esta la puerta roja? No. De hecho, no hice la puerta roja. Siempre fui por la azul. ¿Era por acá el ending? Va. ¿Lo de la puerta roja? Ok, vamos por allá.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Está el culo. Y tengo que tirarme ahí, ¿no? O tengo que... Ok.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Sí, con el pie izquierdo varias veces ya, ¿no?
I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
¿Cuántas chances te puedo dar ya? Ya te di varias chances. Ya te di una chance y ya lo hicimos, esa chance. A ver. ¿Qué tenés para mí? No puedo entrar. Yep.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Vamos por la puerta roja entonces. ¿O pasa algo si si primero elijo la puerta azul y después voy por la puerta roja? ¿O es básicamente lo mismo? Hice varias preguntas, Lost. No pasa nada diferente. Ok.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Estamos en un loop. What? Oh, ok, bueno. Ok. A ver. ¿Qué tenés para nosotros?
What do we want? What are we looking for?
A ver. ¿Qué carajo es esto?
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Sí, bueno, ¿cómo me voy a morir? Son escaleras, no me puedo morir en unas escaleras. No están rotas.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
¿Qué? Bueno, no le hagamos esto al pobre. Al pobre, no. Eso ya es muy cruel, eso ya es muy cruel. No. Así que vamos a volver. Vamos a volver. Y lo vamos a dejar en paz el pobre narrador.
Good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Me tengo que quedar acá todo el tiempo, en serio, pero no tengo tiempo para quedarme acá. Así que...
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Bueno, está bien, volvemos entonces.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
No. De hecho, voy a volver ahora. Ahora vamos a volver. Supongo que lo único que queda ahora es... literal tirarse. ¿Pero qué pasa si me tiro por este lado? No me puedo tirar de este lado. Ok, no me puedo tirar por los costados. Ok, bueno, vamos a hacer lo de la escalera. Why the fuck not?
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Mira, de alguna forma tengo que conseguir los finales. Querido narrador.
Please,
sí.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Ok, dale, vamos a negociar entonces. Vamos a negociar, dale, dale, dale. ¿Vas a dar otro diálogo? ¿Vas a decirme algo más? ¿O simplemente vas a estar diciendo no, quédate acá, quédate acá? Quédate acá nomás. Si no decís nada, el próximo, plac. Al piso. Tenés una última oportunidad, No va a decir nada, listo. Tuviste tu oportunidad, narrador. No digas que no te la di. Así que ahora es momento de lo que sería tirarse por las escaleras de este lugar. Que por cierto, ¿por qué tiene una escalera hacia la nada? ¿Por qué tenés una escalera hacia la nada, narrador? Bueno, no importa.
No! Oh,
Ok.
thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Bueno, ¿por qué no?
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Si me quedo quieto, ¿pasa algo? Pregunta. ¿Ya te mataste? Sí, me tiré y me sobreviví nada más. Yo me voy a quedar quieto de momento, sí, porque él dijo, quédate quieto acá, viste, y vamos a estar bien. Creo que no. Ay. No parece que vaya a pasar nada. Así que vamos de nuevo.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Bueno, ya volví con mi cafecito. Bueno, ustedes volvieron para el momento.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
No.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Yes.
You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Maybe.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Y hasta luego.
Is it
F.
over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Tío, sonaba re triste el pobre. Ok.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
Okay.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Voy a guardarlo. Creo que... Sobreescribir, yes. Ahí va. Creo que ya no sé qué puedo hacer. Not gonna lie. Ya no sé qué puedo hacer en este caso. Prender el mind control. Pues... Ah, sí, es verdad, es verdad. Bueno, vamos a hacer eso. Vamos a hacer eso, de hecho.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Of course. Of course, sir. Con permiso, discúlpeme.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Don't get
Feeling
fired.
a wave of disbelief,
Hijo de
Stanley
puta.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Con permiso, discúlpeme.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What? ¿Perdón? Yo no pedí esto. Ajá. El narrador no quiere que espirronee la historia.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Narrador del orto. No me deja arrullar la historia en paz. Acá no hay nada, no hay nada. Así que continuemos. Y esta vez vamos a tomar otra decisión. Es que la puta madre te queda regalado un juego para descubrir que yo lo tenés. Ajá. Tremendo. Tremendo. Tremendo el King.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Control Facility. Mind Control Facility. Déjame rushear. Déjame rushear.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes. The Phil TV stuff.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Ahí está.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of
El
so many
427.
individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It meant nothing. Vamos a hacer esto.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That
Yes.
his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes. Supongo que sí, no te mentiré.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
Never.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Eso podría ser y como podría que no, querido narrador. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Creo que ya tengo mi decisión bastante clara. Muy clara la decisión que voy a tomar en este momento. Pero primero,
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
no.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Sí.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley.
Eso es lo que buscamos.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. Well, until detonation then, let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story. Now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
What
precious moments each one of them is.
¿Dónde está el botón 3? Botón número 3, botón número 3, botón número 3, número 3, número 3.
What all this means, I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, you're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside.
Light 22.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
3. Pará.
What's the matter, Stanley?
No estoy entendiendo bien qué tengo que hacer acá.
Where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
Se me caga de risa encima.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Incorrecto. Botón verde.
But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until...
I know.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me,
La puta madre.
At every second of your inevitable life, from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Literal, explotó y se me están moviendo los frames. Hermoso. Ya empezamos. Ay, ya empezamos otra vez con el internet de la concha de la lora. Bueno. Vamos a guardarlo acá. Porque why the fuck not. Y ya que mi internet, viste, no quiere funcionar bien. A ver. La concha de la lora. No, va a estar todo el tiempo así. Ya, literal, perdimos 0 frames en todo el stream. Y ahora se empezaron a perder 4000. 4.000. 0 había perdido. 0. Bueno, por suerte ya terminé con Stanley Parable porque... ya mucho. Ya mucho. Mucho por hoy. Mucho Stanley Parable por hoy.